But first, police have forcibly removed protesters who had set up camp in Post Office Square, but the demonstrators are vowing to continue their occupation of the CBD.
After 18 days living in the CBD, Occupy Brisbane protesters weren't about to go quietly.
Shame! Shame!
A hardcore group of demonstrators refusing to give up their occupation of Post Office Square as police dismantled the final threads of resistance. Earlier, the City Council had asked police to evict around 100 people off its land.
You now have the opportunity to comply with that direction.
Council said they'd give us 24 hours notice. They gave us one.
A temporary fence was erected and most protesters left without incident, their belongings piled up on the footpath.
We are the 99%! We are the 99%!
So they've had their time to sell their message, they've had their peaceful demonstration. It was time now to move them on.
Their message was to stand up against corporate greed.
Well, I don't do angry, but I'm annoyed. Get angry. Don't vote Labor or Liberal. Vote the bastards out.
And angry they became as push came to shove.
The protesters have been moved on from Post Office Square but remain defiant. There's been 3 or 4 arrests and they'll now reassemble in Queen's Park.
Police released those detained without charge.
My intention right from the start was to negotiate a peaceful conclusion.
Council estimates it'll cost ratepayers $30,000 to replace damaged turf, and perhaps more if the occupation takes a heavy toll on Queen's Park. Travis McNamara, 10 News.
And we cross now to reporter Nikki Hayden, who's in Queen's Park. Nikki, are the protesters still there?
They are, Georgie. There's probably about 40 here at the moment, but they've been told they can't set up their tents or marquees. If they do, the police can move in, pull them down and fence off Queen's Park. Now, the Premier has offered the protesters to set up in Roma Street Parklands. She says Queen's Park here simply doesn't have the facilities for large-scale public meetings. The protesters themselves are going to have a meeting here in the next few minutes to decide whether to take up that offer. But regardless, they say their protest action is far from over. They already have rallies planned in the city on Saturday.
OK, thank you. Nikki Hayden in Queen's Park.